girl Jade Ashley, and I want to welcome you back to a new video of When the Beat Drops. And like always, you know, I'm here to give you my 5 hottest beats and music of this week, so of course you know you have to stay tuned for more. Okay guys, so let's dive into this week's beats. So my first beat of this week, I have to do an album review on Meek Mill's latest album, Dreams Worth More Than Money. I briefly mentioned that the album was released when I did my last video, which was the review of the 2015 BET Awards. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit iffy about buying the album because I saw a lot of people saying, oh man, this album is trash, Meek ain't come with nothing new, it sound like everybody else's music. So I remember I was on Twitter and I was like, y'all making me second guess and buying this album. But then I was like, nah, because literally from the minute I started this show, it was probably like the second or third video, I talked about how I was waiting for this album to come out, and the album was already pushed back because Meek was, you know, locked up during the original release date. So I was like, F what everybody gotta say, I'm still gonna buy the album because this was definitely an album that I was waiting for. So I brought the album, and I have to say right off the bat, I love the album. I don't know what the hell everybody else is talking about, and if I mess with my hair, y'all know I've been doing that since I took out my weave. I'm on a weave break and the summer's not over yet. So yeah. But anyway, so I like the album. I don't know what everybody else was talking about, but the album is dope. It's probably like maybe 2 songs that I skipped, but for the most part, I enjoy the whole album. So we're about to go through the album, do a little review, and shout outs to Meek because he had the #1 rap album on Billboard. So y'all like whack album, but yet this whack album is #1. So anyway, let's get into the album. So the first track on the album is his song Lord Knows, and I felt like it was like a lot of, you know, anticipation, definitely with the intro, because y'all know the intro from his first album. Hold on, wait a minute, y'all thought I was finished. So everybody wanted to know like what was the intro for this album was gonna sound like, and Lord Knows is definitely like, it gives you like that ampness, if that's a word or whatever. So I like the intro. I feel like Lord Knows is a good intro for this album. And then his second song on the album, he has a his song Classic featuring Swizz Beatz and Jeremiah, and I like that. I like the beat, like it's just dope. I don't understand how people did not like this album. I really didn't. And then Jump Out the Face featuring Future. Now that sounds like a Future type of record, but I felt like he gave you a variety of different sounds of hip-hop with this album. So I could understand when people was like, oh, he didn't do nothing new, it sounded like something that's already out there, but it's featuring Future, so you have that Future type of sound. It's not like he's trying to do somebody else's sound and have it on the album. He has people with different sounds on the album. So I like the Jump Out the Face, and I think when he was doing his interviews this week that I was watching, he said that Jump Out the Face was one of the music videos that he shot. And then All Eyes on You. Now a couple of videos ago I did a topic where he was on the cover for Fader. I remember the reporter who did his Fader interview and stuff, he had talked about how him and Nicki was, you know, disputing on what should be like his first official single and stuff, and one of those singles was All Eyes on You. And Meek kind of talked about how like All Eyes on You is like a radio record, and how he didn't want to do a radio record, but Nicki was telling him, yo, you need that radio record to, you know, push the album. And that radio record, of course, is All Eyes on You featuring Nicki and Chris Brown, and this was also the song that they performed at the BET Awards. And I like the song. It's a dope song. Of course, radio record, so you know it's different from Meek, but I mean, it's nothing wrong with it. A lot of people, you know how people do on Instagram and Facebook, they do their little pictures and they want to sit here and use lyrics and stuff as their captions for their pictures. So I already see girls quoting, in a couple of guys quoting like Meek and Nicki lyrics from All Eyes on You, so that's already a hit. And then the Trillist, that is the best song on the album. When I first listened to this whole album straight through, I sat there and I stopped and I was like, nah, wait. I was like, this just might be my favorite song. Like, he was just rapping, like he was just telling the truth. He was talking about the price of fame. He was talking about how I think he was saying something, how in the beginning of the song he was talking about how he should have like spent more time with his son instead of like going out to the club, or he was saying how he should have gave his sister this certain amount of money instead of going out to buying a new chain. Like he was just being, you know, real about everything and just about the come up, and he rapped like that he goes off. Like the Trillist, the best song, the best song on the album to me. That is my favorite, my first favorite off of the album. And then following the Trillers, he has his song Rico featuring Drake. And that's another dope song that will probably definitely become another radio hit, but I enjoyed it. It's always, I don't think Drake ever has like a miss, so I like that Rico song. I see that doing well, definitely in the future when he releases it as like an official single. Now if I'm not mistaken, I think when I was driving the other day I heard Rico on the radio already. So yeah, following Rico we have I Got the Juice. I got the juice, nigga, I got the juice, I got the juice. I like that song as well. As y'all can see, like, I really don't understand how people don't like this album. Like, this album is dope. And then Ambitions. Now that was I was watching his Breakfast Club interview. I watched all his interviews from this week, but on his Breakfast Club interview I remember they talked about, okay, so obviously from the time that the album was originally supposed to come out this year, well last year, until when it came out this year, there was some time in between, and he was saying how like, you know, there's like lighter songs compared to like some of the original songs that was on the album, but Ambitions, he said, was one of the original songs that was on the album prior to him getting locked up. And Ambitions, you know, it has like that Tupac feel with the my ambition as a rider, and then you know, he just like, it's just a real grungy, like real hard type of record, but I like it. When I tell you I've been binging to this album like for the past 2 weeks, I'm dead ass. So, but Ambitions is another good track. Now Pulling Up featuring The Weeknd, I'll admit it's cool, but I don't really like the song that much. Like, that is one of like the songs that I actually skip when listening to the album. Like, it just didn't stick for me. But again, that's me giving his variety of different types of sounds and stuff, and it's not, you know, he's shown his versatility. You know, he's grown definitely since his first album, so he's shown his versatility, and he's showing the different sounds and how he can fit in the different sounds within hip-hop and stuff. So, you know, Pulling Up featuring The Weeknd, preferably not one of my favorite songs. And then after Pulling Up, the 10th track is Check. These, I don't want to say the words because I'm trying to keep it clean, but check, 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 check. I like Check. Check to me is like a real fun record. Yeah, these itches effing for a check, basically. Y'all should know what this song is about, but I like Check. Check to me is a dope record. It's real fun, something definitely like when you driving you could turn up, you know, just like a real turn up record, basically what it is. Been That featuring Rick Ross, another, you know, what I'm telling, to me I feel like this is an album you could just, you know, ride through. So I've been that nigga, I've been that. I like that song featuring Rick Ross. Shout out to Rick Ross, he just got out of jail. So yeah, but I wanna be bad for you. That's another song featuring Nicki, Bad for You. And then Stand Up. I haven't really listened to Stand Up. I think Stand Up is like the second song on the album that I really haven't like listened to too much or whatever. But I really don't feel like it's too much wrong with that song. But then again, I haven't really listened to it. So I guess that Weeknd song and then Stand Up will be like the two songs that I really don't listen to. And then the last song is Cold Hearted featuring Diddy. And Cold Hearted is just like another real, you know, like a real record. Like they, another Price of Fame, you know, how people start acting different around you, how it just changes and stuff. So for me, I enjoy Dreams Worth More Than Money. I like the album. A lot of people was like that they ain't like it, but I enjoyed it. So I'm going to give it at least, I'll give it a 9, only for the simple fact that it's like 2 tracks on the album I really don't listen to, but for the most part I listen to the entire album and I enjoy the album. So shout outs to Meek Mill, #1 album with Dreams Worth More Than Money. I'm not really gonna say too much about the whole him, well, not even him and Joe Budden's going back and forth. It was like Joe Budden's just talking crap about him and Nicki Minaj's relationship and how he felt like Meek is too hard to be all lovey-dovey and all this other crap. It's whatever. But yeah, Dreams Worth More Than Money, I recommend the album. I definitely say go get it, okay? So moving on to our second beat of this week, I have to talk about a new reality show that will be hitting our televisions like late 2015. There's no exact date as of yet, but you know, it is definitely premiering sometime before the year's out. So I was on the YBF and I was just reading and stuff, and there is a new show that will be coming to WeTv, and the name of the show is called Growing Up Hip Hop, and basically it is about the children of hip hop legends. So I'm going to read the premise. Oh, this hair. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to read the premise of the show that was released by WeTV's president. So they said, hip-hop is a hugely popular music genre, but beyond the songs, it has become a lifestyle and has influenced a generation of young people. Growing Up Hip-Hop profiles what it's like to be raised by hip-hop legends, living in their shadow while trying to balance success and independence. This series will be right at home, and our Growing Up focus on the authenticity and challenges of real people in real relationships, and we can't wait to share the distinctive original stories with WeTV viewers. So basically it's just profiling the kids of hip-hop legends, and the legends that they are referring to or who's a part of the show so far is Damon Dash, Rev Run, Russell Simmons, Master P, El DeBarge, and Salt-N-Pepa. Well, not Salt-N-Pepa, Peppa from Salt-N-Pepa. And the kids that will be on the show is Romeo, and we from our generation know him as Little Romeo, but he's not little no more. So yeah, but Romeo Miller, Angela Simmons. I love Angela. I follow her on Instagram. Like, I just love everything about her life. Damon Boogie Dash, which is the son of Damon Dash, and he referenced his son in his Breakfast Club interview. He talked about how his son baked cookies and he owns galleries and stuff. So his son will be on the show. Christina DeBarge, and I saw her face. She looks so familiar, and I'm like, well, what did she do that I'm familiar with her? And this is not my first time seeing her, but she'll be on the show. And then Egypt Chris, which is the daughter of Peppa and Tretch from Naughty by Nature. And then TJ Mizell, which is a DJ, and he is the son of the late and great Jam Master Jay from Run-D.M.C. So I like the whole concept of the show. One, for a fact, this will be a positive show that will be added to like the reality television circuit. So I'm excited about that. It's centered around, you know, music, of course. That's why I'm talking about it, obviously. And then also, you know, there's like people that's like my age, or that's in my age group, or that's like somewhat part of my generation. It's just that, you know, they have parents who are like hip hop legends, and yeah. But it, like, I'm excited to see. Like I said, I follow Angela on Instagram and stuff, so I knew she was shooting the show. I just didn't know what it was, and I would see her, you know, like post pictures and stuff, and she would post pictures with Romeo, and if she was like on set, or she'd be like filming for the day, or like, you know, I just knew she was filming something. I just did not know what she was filming. And you know, of course, we've seen, you know, Angela on reality TV before with the whole Run's House, and then her and her sister Vanessa, they had their spin-off show with Daddy's Girls when they had moved to LA and everything. So, but I think this will be obviously more focused on Angela and what she does, and you know, her in the fashion world. I think she like philanthropist. Of course, she's into health and wealth and stuff, and I just wish I was skinny and, you know, fashionable and pretty like her. But anyway, so like, I knew something was up just by, you know, following Angela on Instagram. Like, I follow her like on Instagram, Twitter, all that other stuff. So I'm excited for it. It will be a total of 6 episodes that will be that will premiere on WeTV, and I'm hoping that depending on how the show goes, that it is a success. And you know, this season 2, 3, and 4, but let's start with season 1 first. So when more information as far as like what day and like what time that the show will come out, I will let you guys know. So yeah. So moving on to our third beat of this week, I have to talk about somebody who will be joining the cast of Love and Hip Hop New York. So Monday night I was doing my daily Ratchet Mondays, watching TV and stuff or whatever, and then I was watching Love and Hip Hop, of course, and then I was watching the after show. So then Big Tigger was like, oh, there's somebody new who is going to be joining the cast of Love and Hip Hop, Grammy nominated. So I'm like, who is it? So I'm sitting here thinking about all like the artists from New York who could possibly be on the show, and it completely shocked me when it was like, Remy Ma will be the new cast member for the next season of Love and Hip Hop. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like yes. But then I was a little bit worried because I'm like, nobody better try Remy. But at the same time, I feel like Remy, she has enough respect that everybody on the cast of Love and Hip Hop should know not to mess with her. And it only makes sense because she's really good friends with Rashida Ali, and Rashida used to be a cast member on Love and Hip Hop and stuff. But I'm excited because, you know, Remy and Papoose are like the true definition of what Love and Hip Hop should be. So it's like, finally we get to see real love and hip hop. You know, two rappers definitely in love. We all know that. It's almost, I think in a couple of weeks will be like almost a year since she's been out of jail, and Papoose has been holding her down, like, and they just embody everything about like black love and what it means to like be in a relationship. And at the same time, these are two rappers, so I'm absolutely excited. Like, I was giving up on Love and Hip Hop, definitely Love and Hip Hop New York. I was like, New York got like the wackest franchise, but Mona got a plan. Mona Scott Young got a plan. She got Remy and Papoose to agree to do Love and Hip Hop. So I'm excited. And I know Remy, she not gonna fuck no bitch up. I already know it. Just for the simple fact, first of all, she's still on probation. So she don't need to be on TV slapping somebody up and putting them in a place. So that's number one. And I think if she puts anybody in their place, she's gonna do it in the classy way. She's gonna do it to where, you know, everybody's gonna be like, yes, Remy. Yes. So I'm excited. Like, I'm excited. So yeah, I can't wait for what we got. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta should be over soon. I wonder if they're gonna bring Love and Hip Hop LA back. I'm not quite sure, but yeah. So y'all know when Remy and Pap, you know, come on Love and Hip Hop New York, I have to talk about it. They might be the only ones to talk about, and I hope they get most of the camera time. So yeah, moving on to my fourth beat of this week. Oh god. Okay, so I have to talk about this whole Ariana Grande situation. So earlier this week there was a video released by TMZ. I saw the video from TMZ, and basically we can see Ariana Grande. She was in a donut shop with, I guess, like her new boyfriend, and he was also reported to be like her backup dancer. So they were in a donut shop, and Ariana and her boyfriend, they were seen kissing and whatever, I don't care. They were seen kissing, but they were seen licking donuts that was like laid out on display. And like they look like 10, 12-year-old like little ass kids, like sitting there like smirking, ha 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 ha, lick the donut, ha 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 ha. And then in another shot that she was caught on camera, they put out a tray of donuts in front of her, like a new batch, and they put it on a display with the rest of the donuts. And she was like, what the F is this? Oh my gosh, I hate America. So that, you know, caused like a whole big frenzy. And then she released a statement. I'm not going to read the statement because it's long and it's stupid, but she released a statement basically saying, I'm so sorry for what I said. Everything that I said was taken out of context. I love America. I was just basically, you know, talking about my frustrations about, you know, obesity and, you know, how we have bad eating habits here in America and how we just need to do better and stuff. I realize that I am a public figure and I need to, you know, be more positive and watch what I say and how I say it in public. Okay, cool, whatever. I don't care. So, but my thing about it is, okay, so you apologize for talking about how you hate America and all this other crap. You can hate America all you want, I don't care. But you didn't address your nastiness when you was sitting here licking donuts and shit. Like, okay, so you hate America and you hate how we so obese and how we have poor eating habits. But yeah, you didn't talk about when you and your little boyfriend was sitting on the other side, just sitting there licking donuts and laughing like kiki-kians. Like, I don't get it. And if it was bad eating habits, what the hell are you licking donuts for? You should be, why was you even there? Like, I really don't get it, and I really don't understand. And then, I think like yesterday or something like that, she released a video apologizing for like the second time, like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I just need you guys to forgive me. I have to set better examples. And I'm just like, thank God that, Big Sean, he's done a great job with dodging bullets. First, it was Naya Rivera, and then, you know, she pulled the ultimate fuckboy move. And then after that, you know, him and Ariana broke up, and she out here licking donuts and talking about she hating America and all this other BS. Like, it was just stupid. And she was like, yeah, because I'm 22, so, you know, I'm still young. And I'm like, girl, I'm 21, and my father would have been beat my ass. Like, I've been raised to know not to do no dumb stuff like that. Like, it's just Ariana Grande. And the thing is, I really like Ariana Grande. I really do. I liked her on Victorious when she played Kat, and I like her as an artist. Like, she's very talented. But this is not the first time we've heard Ariana or heard about Ariana Grande, you know, being the diva type or being like the bitchy type. So I don't know. Like, it was just everything was stupid about the situation. That was it. So yeah. So my final topic of this week, I have to talk about one of my favorite shows that comes on TV One, and I don't think I've ever like talked about like any other episodes that I've watched, but I'm sure you guys are familiar with the show Unsung. Me, I like Unsung because I look at Unsung as being like a learning opportunity. I don't know everything about music, but of course, like anything and everything about like music, I want to know about it. So this week, the Unsung episode for Xscape came on, and it was definitely the talk of the internet or the town. I don't know, because we all don't live in the same town, and I live in New York, so technically I live like in a borough, but I guess a borough would be considered a town to people who don't live in New York City, but whatever. So the Unsung episode for Xscape came on TV One, and I was excited because I know about Xscape. I think anybody in their right mind, definitely, like if you're into like 90s R&B, you know about Xscape, but I didn't know about Xscape because during Xscape's like reign and stuff or whatever, I was a little ass kid. I was born in 1994, so like I may have heard of songs, but I don't know the technicalities of it. And Xscape is not together, like, you know, they're not out there in 2015 the way, you know, artists from that era such as like Diddy and like Monica and Brandy and Mary J. Blige, like they all come from the same era, but they're still out there, and Xscape is not like out there as a group. Now, of course, you know, people from my generation, we're well aware of who Tiny is. You know, we know her now. You know, to people like my age, we would know Tiny as, okay, you know, her and T.I. is together, they got Family Hustle and stuff on TV. And then of course we know Candy because, you know, she's on Real Housewives of Atlanta and stuff like that. But, you know, we don't know like how they got to be where they are today. So I looked at Xscape's Unsung as a learning opportunity, and I was excited. So basically, one of the first things that I learned from watching the Xscape Unsung episode was that there was originally 5 members, and the fifth member who didn't make it was a girl by the name of Tamra. And when I saw her and she was talking, I was like, that's one of Candy's friends, because we saw Candy's wedding on television on Bravo, and she was one of Candy's bridesmaids. So I was like, oh, okay. So that just let me know that, you know, Candy, she kept like some, you know, relationships, and we already know that Candy and Tiny are like good friends and stuff and all of that. I think Tiny was the one that even recommended for Candy to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta in the first place. So yeah, so okay, I learned that, whatever, it was 5th member, she didn't make it. Now on to the good stuff. So basically, my overall reaction or my overall thoughts to the whole Xscape episode was that I felt like it was a very sad and unfortunate situation that a talented group as such, like for everyone to be like amazing singers, and at the end of the day it just all shattered down, and at the like in the year of 2015 they still don't get along, they still like don't mess with each other. Like it's still to the point that we don't really know the whole story. And I say we don't know the whole story because while the Unsung episode was on, Tiny, she tweeted on Twitter and she said, "I can't lie, I hate the way Unsung cut the story up and what they decided to play. You still ain't getting a real story, like, or whatever, so enjoy it anyway." So I'm like, so we watching Unsung and we don't have the real story. So like, what the hell was this whole hour about then? So basically they talked about how they got together, it was a big success. For the most part, from what I've seen, it looked like they all kind of shared, you know, leads on certain songs and stuff. But for the most part, we saw Candy get, you know, a good amount of the leads throughout the years. And the whole issue where the whole rift between the group, it kind of was like Latasha and Tamika Scott versus Candy and Tiny. And from what I watched and from my understanding and how I took everything in, it was like as soon as Latasha got a man, I think she said that and he's her husband today, and Latasha used to be on R&B Divas. She was like on one season, and her husband is the guy that people, I forgot who he was. I think he was like R. Kelly's security or something like that, they said. And then he ended up dating Latasha, and then he ended up being like the manager of the group. And then he had to take like a co-manager type of position because everybody wasn't cool with him just being like the full-out manager, because he was doing everything in the favor of Latasha. So Latasha, basically, he helped build up her ego, he helped change her image a little bit, and she started basically feeling herself. And she always was talking about, oh, I'm gonna do this solo project once we're done with this stuff and that stuff. And that was the case. And then they just got really crazy. Candy talked about how her and Latasha, they got into like a real fist fight in the studio one day, and a lot of people just felt like everything was being in Latasha's favorite. Everybody wanted her to sing. A lot of the producers and stuff, especially when they got around to like their third album, they a lot of the producers that they were working with, they wanted Latasha to sing the leads. Like, it was just like typical like group drama. But to me, I felt like it was a sad situation because they knew each other since they were kids, like since they were children. So y'all really couldn't get it together and just come together as friends first to like kind of work it out. And then I felt like what was the worst part about it is while the group was still promoting their third album, I think it was like Traces of My Lipsticks on the Wall or something like that. I remember seeing, because my mom, she used to have like a big like CD collection. So I remember as a kid, I remember actually seeing like their third album, like part of like my mom's collection and stuff. But yeah, Traces of Lipstick, their third album, they were still promoting the album. And Latasha, like, she just got so fed up with the situation that she really dead ass just flat left her sister Tamika, Tiny, and Candy, and was like, I'm done. And then they started promoting it as like a threesome, and then everybody was like, okay, well, if we can't have all four of y'all, we don't care for Xscape no more. Like, it's just sad. It's sad. It's really sad. It's really sad. And I'm sitting here like, after all of this, Latasha never got her solo album like she claimed that she was gonna get. She barely lasted on R&B Divas. It's like when she was on R&B Divas, she was there briefly. Like, she was a part of the cast, but she didn't leave a mark, because I think it was another season after, which was the final season since then. Like, it didn't work out. And then I just felt like, to me, it kind of looked like the Scott sisters, aka Latasha and Tamika Scott, they was a little bit too full of themselves, and that kind of tore the group apart eventually. And mind you, this is like, I was around, but I was a kid, so you know, I'm just going based off of what I'm hearing and what I'm learning. You know, I wasn't, you know, old enough at the time that it happened for me to even be, you know, involved with the whole situation. But yeah, it's sad. And then I think it, like, the drama in 2015, it still seems to be ongoing, because I remember Candy, she was crying over this one part. Like, Candy always cry, but she cried over this one part because Tamika, I think Candy, she was promoting something, but she did like a radio interview and she talked about how the group ended, and then Tamika said that Candy was lying on Latasha. So she went on the radio and she defended Latasha and basically was like, oh, well, Candy was sleeping with Jermaine Dupri and his father. So it was like, I told y'all, old people, they just as petty. But I mean, it was a learning experience to me. At the end of the episode, I was very much sad because, you know, I hate to see talent go to waste, basically. And basically talent went to waste because they could not get along. So yeah. But if you guys, I'm sure like Unsung will like definitely repeat it throughout the week, because next week is Kid and Play. So if y'all haven't caught that, make sure y'all catch that and, you know, watch it, and then let me know what y'all thought about it. Or maybe I'm interpreting it wrong. Like, to me, at the end of the day, it was just a sad situation, but it was also a good episode of Unsung, and I was able to learn from it. So yeah, those are my 5 hot beats of this week. Okay guys, so I want to thank you for tuning into this week's video, and like always, you know, I have to remind you guys to comment on my videos, like my videos, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and be sure to share this video with someone else. And I have 2 notes to leave you guys with this week. So my first note of this week, I just want to send a congratulations to Sierra. This week she was named the new brand ambassador for Topshop, and that is huge because Topshop is like one of like the biggest like clothing stores like out there. I love Topshop. So congratulations to her, and also congratulations to both Kelly Rowland and Tyrese. This week it was announced that these 2 will be joining the new season of Empire, and I'm excited. I'm sure you guys are excited as well because we all love Empire. So I cannot wait for September to get here to see what roles that those 2 will be playing. And if you didn't see, like in my first beat, I did say that my song of the week is gonna have to go to Meek Mill for his song The Trillest. That is my favorite song off of his latest album, Dreams Worth More Than Money. So if you guys don't have it, be sure to definitely get it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. So yeah, and be sure to head over to my blog, www.jade-ashley94.blogspot.com, to check out what new posts I have up there, and I will see you guys next time. So bye. Hey guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to share and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.